This segment of the Chopin podcast is brought to you by the Chopin Foundation of the United States, dedicated to promoting young American pianists and making Chopin's music accessible to all. If you're a pianist fanatical enough to devote yourself to memorizing multiple hours of Chopin programs required to enter the Warsaw competition, you'll likely want to seek out music by other composers once you reach the other side. But still, the pull of Chopin will be so strong that you'll never stray too far from his orbit. Yet, for Yulianna Avdeeva, gold medalist of the 2010 International Chopin Competition, 14 years would elapse before she once again gave Chopin's music her undivided attention. In 2024, she released an album called Chopin Voyage that explores the late works, including the Polonaise-Fantaisie. I was lucky to catch Yulianna on a video call while she was in a practice room warming up for a recital. Amid a longer conversation about the intricacies and challenges of Chopin's music, we traveled back in time to 2010, and I captured her reaction to parts of her historic performances of both the Polonaise-Fantaisie and the heroic Polonaise from Warsaw that year. Did you play sports? I mean, growing up in Russia, you had to do physical education, no?
No, I did not, because I was at the
You were practicing
special...
piano, of course.
Yes, but the only thing which I was doing, I was dancing. And of course, saying that because I was at this wonderful music school, special music school, Gnesin school, where also Yevgeny Kissin was studying, Trifonov, so we're all coming from the same school. And sports was definitely not, sport was not one of the basic educational things there. But I was dancing for 8 years almost.
On point? Like ballet?
No. I was doing the classical dance like waltz, foxtrot, and then
ballroom.
Also ballroom. Exactly. Thank you. Ballroom dances, and that was my sport activity.
Is that why you're so good at mazurkas?
No.
No, I mean, I'm serious. For me, your C sharp minor, Opus 30, number 4, is so much just verve and bounce, and it's so subtle. I don't know. I mean, come on, like dancing has to help with that, no?
I mean, I never tried to dance mazurka myself, but I know what you mean. I mean, of course, I know what it means to move the body in a particular rhythmical pattern, let's put it this way. So I know how it feels like that I cannot jump. I mean, sometimes we get down and play a dance without really knowing what time it actually requires to move your body up, to lift it, to go back, and everything. So maybe it can be helpful just to understand that also a waltz, I cannot dance in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not. It's not really possible. I did dance Polonaise. It's an extremely proud dance, and you're already in the posture which you have also with you have your breast up, you have your shoulders open, and then of course you have this kind of lifting. This one step, which is kind of you're going down to the knees and then you go up. This is the second 1, 2, 3, 1, ta 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 ta. So for the 2.5, when the ta 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 comes, you need a little tension in the body in order to get from your knees up. So this is the famous second beat in Polonaise, I would say.
Do you feel like you need to carry yourself when you're playing a Polonaise? Okay, let's see. Are you proud and tall here?
From what I see in my fingers, I think so. I sit straight, which I think is good. I know it's good for me. And it feels like I'm in the role of that I would be dancing a polonaise.
I think so. You know, I was only going to put you in the sonatas episode, but now I might need to sneak you in to polonaises because you played heroic in this competition, and I think you just recorded Polonaise-Fantaisie.
Exactly, but Polonaise-Fantaisie was also the mandatory piece in my competition.
That's right, and it will be again.
Exactly.
And it's going to be in the finals actually next year, which is fascinating.
Saw it.
Of course, the heroic Polonaise is the great, proud, whatever symbol of resistance. You know, one of the great encore pieces of all time for Rubinstein and everybody else, Horowitz. But also, it's really hard. It's harder than there's so many stupid little things that he doesn't put in his other pieces. Just talk about this piece, and then I want you to contrast it with the Polonaise-Fantaisie, which is a different animal entirely.
Yes, but also they're both. I think there is no one single piece by Chopin which is simple. To be honest, simple to play, simple to. So the heroic, of course, is first of all we have all a very, as you already mentioned, all grandmasters. They mastered this polonaise, and of course we all have it in our ear. So this is already makes this piece kind of difficult. Technically, I think that the A flat major is a hell because you have jumps. You have also the question of tempo is difficult. It's either it's too slow or too quick. Then of course we have those trills. We have those terrible trills in the middle that are So there are so many details where you have to really be aware of. And the middle part, the middle part is, for me, it's an amazing procession which you see from coming closer and closer to you, because it starts from very far away and then comes closer. And it's, for me, it's definitely, I don't know, trumpets or horns, whatever, any of those.
I love, this is my favorite part, is after the octaves.
Exactly, there's two lines. Yes, that's
Oh my God. I love this moment.
And then, of course, this labyrinth, as I call it, this another. It feels like you would not know where to go before coming back, and I mean, it's very powerful piece mentally. So I'm not talking only about the volume, but also, by the way, volume is also a problem here. How to manage not to get Prokofiev-like sound in this piece, which is not easy sometimes. So this is all in a very challenging work, I would say. And Polonaise-Fantaisie is challenging on another level. Because for me personally, it's one of the most beautiful pieces of him. But it's not that obvious, this pathetic moment, this triumph in this piece as it is in all other Polonaise by him. So it's more also kind of reminiscence, maybe memory from the earlier days. And in a way, of course, he's saying goodbye to the world in this piece already.
I was reading about this piece, and apparently it started as just fantasy. And then he began adding Polonaise rhythms into it. And actually, that is what it feels like, a little bit. You know, that doesn't come from the beginning. I mean, it starts as a pure fantasy, you know, harmonic progression, figuration. What do you think?
I think that this is already a kind of Polonaise. But if Chopin would have only composed this, it's actually one bar then with this passage. For me, it would be already, because for this opening is the best what I know, because it's these two harmonies, this trumpet, yes, cool in a way, taram, tam, and then this passage, which is embracing the entire keyboard from such a low register to very high, this light, this very last, no, this is a fantasy indeed. But as you, of course, I agree with you that the normal clear Polonaise pattern is coming from the takatatam. And it's so many episodes. The challenge of this piece is it's a kind of rhapsodic, because you have so many shorter episodes. From the first side, they're not connected, but I think you always find this kind of Polonaise pattern somewhere in those. But so it is a combination of Polonaise in a fantasy form. So it's extremely creative. Probably one of the most creative things he ever composed.
Look at the timings here. So 14, maybe 13 years apart. 1 second difference. No, I don't know if it starts right away, but maybe we'll listen to just the beginning of each. Okay. I want to see. I'm curious now. Okay. Let's compare. Same person. Okay, not the same.
Not in the way I play it, but in the goal, I would say it's very similar.
May I describe what I heard, and you tell me if okay.
Please.
So first of all, you don't dwell. Many pianists, da dee da dee 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 da 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 dee da. It's like already a minute in, and we've only heard one arpeggio. You sort of sweep in both interpretations. Yep. You move, and what that helps with is a larger phrase. Now I can connect it to the next thing. But also you were dry bottom bum in 2010. You lift there, and this time just kind of pedal strong. I don't know if that's conscious or intentional, but
No, I think also there's a question of piano because this recording is from the Deep Rise. Please listen to the recording version because I think this will be something in between. This piano I'm using at the Deep Rise, it has a very long overtone. So it's not, I'm not sure. So I'm basically still changing, but maybe not as radical as I did in 2010. But to coming to this passage, I think I can explain why I'm doing this. It's not that I'm just doing this because I feel like it's right. It's Chopin writes it in small quarters. For me, it means that it doesn't have this weight or this importance of a quarter note. It just, and what also is very helpful is to try to play this opening on a period piano from Chopin's time. It just doesn't sound if you play it like you say ta 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 ta. This entire magic happens when you play the last note, and these overtones which you hear in the pedal. This is this moment when something happens. And if you play them very slow, they will mix in a different way, and it just sounds a little. Some of them will die. Some of them, well, my personal decision is to play them rather smooth as one.
Can I ask about the piano you're playing on and where you're playing?
It's called Deep Rise Arts Center, which is actually huge territory in the middle of Montana, with outdoor sculptures by great contemporary, but also no longer living artists. And there is a wonderful barn there with fantastic pianos. One of those pianos is Vladimir Horowitz's personal piano, which he used in the early 40s. And later on for his recording. So it means that the action of this piano is absolutely not light, or, because many people say, oh, Horowitz piano, it means light action. No, it doesn't mean it at all sometimes. So it's a normal action piano with a long, one of the most beautiful and long sound in the second octave, which is for me a crucial octave for Chopin's music. And I was there for the first time in 2022, and that was my first time after the Chopin competition that I thought, oh, that would be an ideal instrument, ideal partner for a Chopin recording, only Chopin. And then it happened. So in February this year, I was staying there, and I was so lucky to be able to do this entire Chopin recording, great pieces of him. So it's Third Sonata, Mazurkas, Opus 59, Barcarolle, Polonaise-Fantaisie, and 2 Nocturnes, Opus 62. It was a fantastic experience for me, of course, to play on this particular piano, and it's really one of a kind.
Thanks for listening to the Chopin podcast. If you like what I do, consider supporting my Patreon, where I've been posting bonus content with many of the guests who've appeared in this series.